this film, what I really appreciated about it, first of all, I grew up in Indiana, so watching it was kind of like, this could be where I grew up.
Town,
it could be like, just about anywhere in America that isn't, the coast. But secondly, I appreciated that it dealt with these big issues, but it gave us a story where there weren't clear heroes and villains. Because I kind of went into it thinking like, okay, there's, this is going to be the evil corporate guy, and this is going to be the heroic farmer, or something like, some variation, and that everyone had, strengths and weaknesses and.
Like life, and that was what we talked about. Wanting these characters to be completely relatable and feel like, people that I know. I mean, we all know the guy who gets $5,000 and goes and buys a Corvette.
Yes.
And that, or Fran's character who is making her decisions for her kid, and that's her priority, and that's the decision she's made, it's all complicated,
And I know that feeling your character has of like, I love this place and I hate this place.
Right.
I love
exactly.
it. I love it. Get me out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. And that self-loathing streak and the inner conflict that the guy has. Yeah. These are all conversations we had when we were writing it. That's exactly what we wanted.
So can you tell me a little bit about that collaborative process with John? Because I'm sure even with other actors who you even probably like, knowing that you're also a writer, you probably get a lot of like, I've got this idea. If you want to take a look.
Not a lot. I mean, look, it really required. John was just, tenacious in the sense that, we were both working on other things, and he showed up at my house. I had weekends off, and he had weekends off, so he would show up at my house, at breakfast time on Saturday, and we'd write all day. And so he was really driving it in that way, like, nice. Because that's what it required. Like people ask why I haven't written in 15 years, and I always say, well, because I'm working. I'm busy. But John kind of showed me, well, that's okay. We can work and we'll write something at the same time. We're both working.
I was gonna say it's the same reason most people haven't written anything.
Exactly. But we just found that we worked really well together, and we could write on the weekends and then revise on our own during the week. And I could scribble notes in the margins, and he could write down his ideas, and then we'd meet up again on Saturday morning, and pour a couple cups of coffee and start putting the notes in and start talking about it. And it was a really electric experience for me. It was really exhilarating. I mean, we started getting a lot done really quickly, and it felt like writing with Ben. It was really exciting.
Yeah, I read this the details cover on Ben a while back, and he was talking about taking Blake Lively around Boston, and he was like, "Hey, that's the house where Matt grew up." And she said, "Matt who?" And he was Matt Damon, and she was like, "Oh, Jason Bourne? That's crazy." So it's almost like it.
He told me that story. It was so funny. Yeah, it's just, but that's in terms of like the insecurity of this profession, that's what actors are constantly sweating. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
And that's why you got to keep making movies like this with guys like Gus.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That's how you keep it working.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Thanks,
we have more
man.
time.
I appreciate it.